Do you have the belief that you don't have any value, or that what you have to offer, whether that's in love, career, business, a creative pursuit, whatever it is, that you don't have any value, or what you have to offer doesn't have any value? If that's a belief that you've come across, then stay with me on this video because we're going to tap on that belief. Before we do though, my name is Sandra and I'm the author of Tapping into Abundance, using EFT tapping and the law of attraction to change your mindset and turn your life around. And if you want to do that, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to heal your shadow, which is where all of this stuff is, it's all in that shadow part of ourselves that we're not aware of and that we can even be a bit ashamed of, while also balancing your chakras, then do take a look at my free masterclass, How to Heal Your Shadow Through Balancing Your Energy Centers. The link is in the description field below this video. The belief that you don't have any value, or what you do doesn't have any value, can be connected to beliefs of I'm not enough, I'm not good enough. And you may have done a lot of tapping on those beliefs, but still find that there's a part of you that's still struggling with perhaps being able to feel as if what you want to do, what you want to give to the world is actually, that people actually appreciate and that people actually value. And if you have the experience of feeling that no one values you, or no one values what it is that you're doing or wanting to do in the world, it's most likely because your subconscious mind is actually telling you that you don't have any value, or what you have to offer doesn't have any value, because it's a belief you've learned way back in your childhood. This belief for me stems from my father, who refused to support us financially. And the 4-year-old in me, and this is kind of amazing that a 4-year-old would pick this up, but the 4-year-old associated the lack of financial support to the lack of value. And of course, in our current world, we have a sense of money and value pretty much going together. Some things are worth more than others, okay, worth. Some things are more expensive than others based on their value. And we do the same for ourselves, and little children are picking this up. And they're able to, the subconscious mind is picking this up when we think that perhaps they wouldn't be at that age. But I certainly picked it up at my age, and I had to go back and do that work with my inner child. But what I want to do today is tap just on the belief so that you can start to get a connection to maybe where this belief's coming from and where in your chakras you feel this. I feel the belief when I'm tapping on it, or was tapping on it. I've just actually done this tapping very recently. This has been one of the beliefs that has kind of been very hidden for me. So for me, it's in the solar plexus, because it's to do with a sense of being disempowered because of it. And also in the heart chakra, big time in the heart chakra, because it's associated with self-love. If we can't value ourselves, it's very difficult for us to love ourselves. So it's sort of connected to the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra. And so when you're tapping, just to tune into where you may be feeling it in those chakras and get a sense of which one's more dominant. Is it the heart chakra or the sacral chakra? And what do you feel when you tap into this? Because it's a very sad thing to feel that you don't have any value, or that what you have to give doesn't have any value. What I learned from doing this tapping was that we associate value with tangible things. And our subconscious mind, way back in childhood it seems, associates value with material things. Probably because as children we're exposed to that kind of world. And so if you're a person who gives and your strengths are intangible things, like maybe you're really great at giving emotional support, maybe you're great at being spiritually really strong, you can create space for people, you're able to help people in ways that are intangible, like they're not material things. Like you're not. It's not so much about giving people money or giving people stuff. It's about giving people more on an energetic or an emotional level. We don't attach value to that in our culture. And so a lot of people who are more gifted in that way and express the giving in that way will often go around feeling like they don't have any value, because it's not a tangible thing that you can look at and compare to another tangible thing and say that thing's more valuable than that thing because of the price on it. So this is really important for those of you who are healers and artists and people in general that are working perhaps, or you have a hobby or you have a dream business or something where you really want to be giving on that more intangible level, and maybe you're struggling with receiving tangible benefits of that in order to be able to survive because of that feeling that what you have to give doesn't actually have any value, even though it's incredibly valuable. You can't have a peaceful life without it. You can't have, we can't just live on material items alone. We have to have emotional joy and happiness and meaning in our lives. And whilst that in our materialistic culture seems like it doesn't have any value, it actually is priceless. So do some tapping with me now on that belief that I don't have any value, and also we're going to tap on what I do or what I have to give doesn't have any value. So we're going to start on the karate chop point, repeating after me. Even though I have this belief that I don't have any value, I'm okay. Even though I believe that what I have to give has no value. I'm just going to honor how I feel. Even though I feel like no one values me. I'm okay. So now tapping on the points. I have this belief that I have no value. It's like everything that I have to give has no value. It's like everything I want to give has no value. And I don't like it. It feels like people don't value me. And it seems like people don't value me. They may even do things or say things that prove that. They just don't value me. And I feel this in my heart. I feel the sadness in my heart. I feel the hurt. I do so much. I give so much. And I feel I receive so little. Sometimes I feel burned out. And I feel like no one values what I'm doing. Or no one values me. And when I look within my shadow, I find out I'm telling myself that I don't have any value. That I'm not valuable. But what if what I do does have value? What if what I do really does have value? What if what I do is incredibly valuable? What if I can accept that? What if I could accept my value? And taking a deep breath and letting it out. So that tapping should start the ball rolling for you. I hope it does. And keep tapping and asking yourself, what if I do have value? And if it does take you to the feeling of a child inside of your heart crying, then have a conversation with the child while you're tapping and find out what the child thinks and what the child believes, and you'll probably know where that comes from. But it's really not so important to know where beliefs come from. It doesn't really help us change them to know where they come from. It's actually the changing of the belief that's the most important thing. So focus more on the belief itself and healing the belief rather than worrying about necessarily where it came from. If you're doing a lot tapping one-on-one with someone, like when I'm doing tapping, often these things will reveal themselves anyway, and we'll discover that it does come from generally childhood, and usually with a parent or a caregiver or a teacher, somebody who's influential in the life of a child between the ages of 0 and 7. And then we can work on the inner child to work through that. But there's still many different ways that you can work on this belief without necessarily going back in your history and doing that kind of work. Working with the chakras, of course, is a wonderful way to reveal these things and to also tap on these things. I have particular ways that, or processes that I use to help you tap through these things at each chakra level, and exercises that help you connect to your subconscious mind so that you can tap on these beliefs. So these beliefs will become revealed to you so that you can tap more on them, and different sorts of tapping techniques and also spiritual ritual techniques that you can use as well to help bring the spiritual side of yourself into the healing process and help the healing process. And I also like to use hypnotherapy audios too to help support the subconscious mind into changing the beliefs. So if you want to work with these sorts of beliefs that are really holding you back in your shadow, I have my course now, The Wheels of Empowerment. So it is using the chakras and working through the chakras, using tapping, using hypnotherapy, and using some really beautiful rituals to help you change the beliefs that you have that are stopping you from bringing that meaning into your life, being who you really want to be, and stepping into your true self. So if you're interested in doing that course, you can take a look in the description field below this video and find a link to that where it will give you more information. And if you want to know a little bit more about it, you can always contact me via the contact link in the description field below this video as well. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I thank you all for your support on YouTube and everywhere. It's really important to me. I really hope that these videos do really help you. My way of giving in the world is intangible, so that's one of the reasons why I've struggled with this belief myself, because for a very long time it was very difficult for me to accept that intangibly you can actually give and it can actually be of value. I knew that up here in the conscious mind, but my subconscious mind wasn't convinced. So if you struggle with this, I hear you. Believe me. So I'll see you on the next video.